Hey everyone, welcome back to the Poplar Report. We're going to be going over Prime Day deals. Today is Amazon Prime Day. There are great deals over at Walmart.com, but I'm going to be walking you through a bunch of deals for getting stocked up, things that are maybe a little more prepper focused. We got gas masks, solar panels, we got Mountain House foods, we got canning pots, we got canning tools, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Great deals over there on Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon, don't check off just yet. If you've never had Amazon Prime before, you can get a 30-day free trial so that you can get in on the deals, and then you can cancel at the end of the 30 days if you want to, or you can let it continue on if you find it useful. If you have had it before, you can turn it on for just 1 month in order to get these deals, and then you can turn it back off again. So I do want to give you that link as well, so you can find that down in the description. That will be in the pinned comment at the top there. So you can get a 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime, and then you can cancel if you want to, if you've never had it before, or I'm not sure if you've haven't had it for a while. If you can try it to get it on again, you might be able to get another 30-day trial. If it's been a while, I don't know what their policy is. You can give it a try though. All right, so we got a whole bunch of deals. So let's jump right into it. You know who I am. I'm Steve Poplar. My name is right there on the screen, so you can figure it out. Let's start off with Mylar Bags. So like I say, the cheapest way to prepare is 5-gallon buckets. You can get those. I've been checking recently. You can get them at Walmart. You can get the lids at Walmart now. Again, there's lots of ways. If you get on Craigslist in your neighborhood, you can find 5-gallon buckets there. It's possible. If you go to certain stores, you can get food grade buckets. Certain ones want to charge you nowadays. See if it's free or not before you receive them, or else you end up paying at the checkout, which I've done before. Sam's Club used to give them for free, and then they started charging for them. It's just crazy. But you're going to need Mylar bags on the inside of 5-gallon buckets in order to make the food really last for a long time. If you were trying to get up to 25, 30 years on your rice and beans, you're going to need these Mylar bags. There's oxygen absorbers right up there, as you can see, too, as part of this pack. So 20 of them. You're paying less than $1 per bag and oxygen absorber, and there's little labels there too and everything. So that's a great deal. That is, you probably don't want to go any thinner than that. There are some really cheap thin Mylar bags that come ripped. As soon as you get these bags, first thing you should do is you go open up the package, look through all the bags, make sure there are no holes in them. Okay. If there are holes, then you need to return that right away. And either buy some more or just get them back, because if they have holes in them, that's pretty useless. So that's a great deal. Less than $1, right at $1 a bag. If you're using your Amazon Prime card, I forget, it's Chase. It's Morgan Chase. That's the credit card. Right now for Prime Days, you're getting 6% cash back, which is nice on top of all this. So that's a thought there. Okay, solar panels. Now, these are good. Renogy, as you can see up at the top there, I've bought these 3 times so far. I have a few solar panels that I've been picking up 100-watt solar panels, a whole bunch of them, and I'm ready for the apocalypse. So this is a good price. This is $66 a 100-watt panel. That's about as good as you can get out there. So that's a great deal right there. If you want to jump on that, it's good for today. And moving on, this is a little more advanced of one. This is something that I don't have. Unless you're coming to my house in the middle of the night, then maybe I do have it. But this is a thermal scope. This is a very low-end thermal scope. So don't have your expectations like super high on this thing. Most thermal scopes cost $5,000, $10,000 for high-end ones. For real ones, this one works, and you can read the comments for yourself, the ratings for yourself. But most of the issues that people have is that it's not zeroed very well. You have to work at getting it to zero. The reviews look pretty good, so that's why I want to put it up there, because it's not cheap, but it's really cheap for thermal optics. So it goes on top of your boomstick, and then you can see in pitch black conditions, as long as the thing that you're looking at has heat or is hotter or colder than the surrounding environment. Then you can see it through there. So you can also see through smoke a lot too with that. So that's a higher end thing that you might want to pick up. If you've been looking at picking it up, that's a good price as it gets. Like I said, I'm not there yet, but all right, Mountain House. Now, we're not going to be just looking at high-end foods, but the high-end stuff is not usually on sale. So there's always sales for all the low-end stuff. Augason Farms has some deals out there. They don't have really good selection on their deals. They usually have deals that kind of are always rolling. So if you kind of watch them, but one thing that never goes on sale is Mountain House. So I've only had the luxury and privilege of eating Mountain House a couple of times. I used to eat their omelets on the hiking trail. That was the only Mountain House I'd actually eat on the trail, and that was like once a week. But I did get a freebie Mountain House meal when another hiker didn't want their food, and I was able to get a Mountain House there, and it was delicious. These things are quite tasty. So I'm debating whether to pick some up. So the cheapest way to get Mountain House is to buy these number 10 cans. So if you get a full can of them, it's a lot cheaper than getting the individual foil packs. So it does bring the price down, but you're still looking at, like, for a hearty meal, you're still looking at like $7 or $8, even with all the deals. So it's not cheap. But if you are looking at getting freeze-dried stuff, this is kind of a deal that does not come off or buy very often. And if you want to buy a bunch of them, you can get the individual packs in bulk. That's where the 14-day emergency food supply is. It goes through what's in the pack. I mean, it's got, you cannot read that on the screen, but it's got 5 pouches of breakfast skillet. It's got 5 pouches. I can zoom in here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. 5 pouches of granola with blueberries, 4 pouches of biscuits with gravy, 6 pouches macaroni and cheese, 6 pouches fettuccine alfredo with chicken, 6 pouches, that's 5 pouches of chili mac with beef, 5 pouches lasagna with meat sauce, and 6 pouches of beef stroganoff. So yeah, that could be you. If it is, well, there you go. They do have a whole bunch of other options out there of things that you can get, different options, variations, and stuff like that. The link is in the description down below, like all the other links. So just look for the Mountain House links, and you can shop and see if any of those float your boat. But if you get the giant pack, it comes down to about $6 to $7, or right about $6 per pouch, which compared to these other prices is just like, that's way cheaper. That's way cheaper. You're not finding that kind of thing. So of course, if you guys have cans, you should have can openers. And if you listen to folks, they talk about the GI can openers, and you can't get the official ones, but you can get basically the private knockoffs of them, and this is one of them. So these guys just work just like them. You just wiggle them over the can, open them up. This is a 2-pack for $2.78. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? $2.78. That is pretty darn good. Smoke detectors. If you're preparing for the apocalypse, but you're not preparing for real possible disasters in your home, might want to reorder your priorities, because if you're planning on burning stuff in the house to keep yourselves warm, or cooking in your house without electricity or without gas, and fires are a real thing. And in generations past, fires were so much more devastating, so much more deadly before fire trucks, and before people were using safe things like gas and electric to cook on. So smoke detectors, big deal. Make sure that if you're looking at being potentially off grid, that you're getting battery powered ones. If you get a pack of 9-volt batteries and you get one of these or a couple of these, you can keep your house a lot safer. As you can see up there on the screen, Last purchase, December 13th, 2022. I'm not blowing smoke up ya. I bought these things myself. I didn't know this one would be on sale. Maybe I should waited for that, but I don't know. Speaking of smoke detectors, carbon monoxide. Oh, sorry. I just skipped over there. Carbon monoxide is a huge killer, especially if you're planning on heating your house. If you're heating your house without a designed system in your home, you could accidentally kill yourself. Every time we have one of these outages and people start trying to keep themselves warm in their cars or with the car engines, they kill themselves. People kill themselves with carbon monoxide. Have a battery-powered carbon monoxide detector. Have multiple, okay? Really basic, definite need. We see people talking about getting all these super expensive things that are just, I have next coming up here. There's going to be a gas mask coming up here. And if you've ever heard me, I say that should be really low on your priority list. Carbon monoxide, battery-powered carbon monoxide, and smoke detectors should be at like the top. Because even if we never have a food shortage, if everything somehow just continues moving on forever, your life could be saved by a smoke detector or a carbon monoxide detector. Moments, minutes, and seconds count in a house fire. So definitely keep that in mind. So here's a respirator mask. I don't recommend getting if you're like, I'm going to get a mask because chemicals and stuff could happen. I mean, they could. We saw what happened over in Ohio, East Palestine. That would have been handy. Having some of these would have been handy. Now, can you live in this? Can you wear that 24/7? Yeah, that's not going to happen, folks. That's not going to happen. You don't have enough filters, and let's just say you're going to take it off because it's just uncomfortable. And I don't think they're super, super high priority. Definitely don't get really crazy military grade stuff. Get civilian stuff, and also think about what you can use it for. This is a full mask one. If you're looking for a full mask one, $69.99. You don't get any cheaper than that, folks. And these take the regular 40 millimeter filters, the regular military filters. So you can put them in there. Boom, you are set. I am personally, I don't even have one of these things. I'm a half respirator kind of guy. Half respirator can be used for a lot of other things with the bayonet filters. I got them for 3M. I'm more of that kind of thing. But hey, if you're into this kind of thing, boom, there it is. There's a good deal for you. I'm going to have a couple things up here that I kind of disagree with, and another one's coming right up. So not this one, but stool softener. This is something that I never thought about before. I never thought about laxatives, and I guess I'm a little young to really be concerned about that. But someone was visiting my house, and they weren't feeling good, and they were hoping that I maybe had some, and I didn't. And they asked about it, and I'm a preparedness person, and they asked for this, and it's just like, no, I've never thought about even getting that before. And, it was kind of like a light bulb. I'm like, I should probably get a few bottles of that, because that's a medical thing that can happen. And, we should be prepared. So if you don't have any laxatives, might want to get some. That's just a friendly thought out there. Is it mission critical? I don't know. It could feel that way. Life straws. This is one that I disagree with. I have a couple of these type of things laying around, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't use them. I don't like them. I wouldn't like to promote them. If you're a person out there that you completely disagree with what I just said right there, look at that. They're on sale. Wonderful. There you go. If you want more of my thoughts on that, it's just they don't filter out everything. They filter out some things, but they don't filter out viruses. I mean, I think that's kind of a big deal. It doesn't filter out Giardia. That's kind of a big deal. I feel much safer with chemicals or with, particularly with, you can use UV. UV deactivates viruses and Giardia. You can use chemicals that do that, and you can use bleach, or you can use iodine. Iodine, you don't want to take a lot of iodine, okay, because that's a short-term thing. Or you can use ceramic filters. Ceramic filters are the gold standard. You go out on the Appalachian Trail, you go out hiking or whatever, and everyone's using ceramic filters, okay? So like the I'm drawing a blank on it. The mini, yeah. Just look up backpacking filters and stuff like that. You'll see that these are survivalist filters. Hikers don't use these, okay? And that's my background, is hiking, and hikers don't use these, and for good reason. These don't protect you completely. They protect you like 90%, 95%, and that's not good enough. It doesn't protect you from giardia or viruses. So I think they're a no-go. If you hate me, let me know in the comments. And if you want to get those, then you do you, okay? They are a good gift if you want to give to people and you want to get them a little more aware of preparedness, okay. This is a big one. Generators. If you're going to go for a fuel generator, this is a gasoline and propane generator. If you get of a physical generator, I would strongly urge you to get a dual fuel. Try to get propane. Propane doesn't go bad. If you get a canister of propane, it can sit there. As long as it doesn't leak because it rusts out, it's still good. Gasoline, of course, you have to keep rotating that. So it's nice to be able to use the gasoline that you have to kind of crank the thing, and then switch over to propane for topping off stuff. This is a great price, honestly, for this big of one. You can get better prices for smaller units, but just want to throw that out there. That might be a good fit for you. It is a good deal for what it is. All right. Personal security window and door alarms. Is crime going up in the United States and other countries? Absolutely it is. So might you want to have an alarm system at home? You might want to do that. And are you going to wait for a dispatch center to get those calls and stuff like that? Or do you want to just have physical alarms that are loud and noisy and will let you know what's going on, that somebody's breaking into your house? You can get a bunch of sensors. This is just door alarms, stuff like that. If you want to get glass breaks, you can do that too. You can get other things. This is kind of more just to get you thinking about things that you might want to pick up on. Back to food. Bear Creek soup mixes. If you've ever had these, quite tasty. They are not freeze dried, but they are. I mean, you have to boil them, but you can dump these into a glass jar, and you can, a canning jar, and you can just seal those shut. As long as they stay dry in there, they should be good for quite a long time. So that's not a bad idea right there. Or you can just package these up and seal them up somehow. You can, if you stick them into a vacuum bag, that's another way to make them last longer. So lots of different options on how to make this last quite a while. But they are tasty, and they could be a treat for you when you have multiple people eating out of that for just under $3. It's a pretty good deal, especially compared to prices out there that you're used to seeing. For canning, you need tools for canning. If you've never canned before, you need to have a funnel for the canning. You need to be able to grab a hold of those cans when they're hot. So there's a kit right there. I don't know if it's the best deal in the world, but supposedly it's a good deal. But canning with an actual pressure canner, this is a pretty good deal here. This is a want join pressure cooker. This will handle, I actually went down in the comments for you. This will handle 18 pint jars double stacked, or 7 quart jars at a time. So pretty substantive. You can get quite a lot done with that. And the price is significantly lower than it normally is. I got a smaller one than this, and it was right around 100 or something like that. But it can't do nearly as many jars at the same time. You want to have these. There's also deals on the ones that look more like a saucepan, and they aren't really designed so much for canning as they are for just cooking. So if you got beans put up, you might want to look into a pressure cooker to cook the beans, because they cook a whole lot faster when they're under pressure. But if you're going to go that route and you're going to be cooking over fire, make sure you kind of get some that don't really have a lot of plastic all over them. That could get all melty. So just think about how you're going to actually cook with these things too. If power's out and that kind of stuff, then that kind of thing. And remember, don't try canning with an electric canner. Okay, don't do that. Dehydrator. I'm going to show you two here. There's this is the high-end dehydrator. You can look how nice that thing looks. Isn't that beautiful? It's gorgeous. If you want to have a fancy, good-looking dehydrator and you want to just have this on your countertop and go all in on it and dehydrate all sorts of stuff, it's a lot cheaper than a freeze dryer. And it's a lot easier to operate than a freeze dryer too. So unless you're going to take the plunge into going craziness with freeze dryer, something like this might be a good thing. Once again, find the links down in the description down below. But if you want to go cheaper, and this is me. I have one that looks a lot more like this, right? It's just the rings that you stack up. You make like a house of cards kind of thing, and that just blows the hot air through it. $33.99 for a food dehydrator with a whole bunch of racks. You can make beef jerky in that. You can make dried fruit, veggies, like banana chips. You can save food that's going to go bad otherwise. Great investment. I love my dehydrator. It doesn't even look quite that nice, but it's useful. All right, so moving on. Flashlights. There's some good deals on flashlights. This is a 4-pack of flashlights. LED, does not include batteries, but it is AAA's. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 95% sure. I looked into it. AAA's, and it does not include the batteries. This pack doesn't. There's other packs of flashlights that do include the batteries, but be careful about what kind of batteries they include, because if they're cheap Chinese batteries, they may not last very long. So just FYI on that. But there's a bunch of flashlight deals. How many flashlights do you have? Do you get flashlights? What if the lights go out in your neighborhood? Are you going to need flashlights to hand out? If you're the only ones with light, you might need to hand out some to your neighbors and stuff like that. So think about that. So yeah, that's why I picked out the AAA batteries, AAA rechargeable batteries. If you're thinking that things are going to be rough over a long haul, if you think that if it's going to be like South Africa, where the power is intermittent, where the power companies are sort of working, but they just don't have enough reserves for everything. That's kind of how a lot of countries in wartime go. They just don't have enough power to go all around the grid. So you get some power, but you don't get power all the time. That's when batteries become really important, because you need to have light when the power is out. You need to be able to recharge batteries while the power's on, so that you have energy when the power is out. That's a really good thing to do. Rechargeable batteries. And of course, if you have rechargeable batteries, make sure you get a battery recharger, one that you can plug into the wall, or that you can plug into a solar generator or something like that. I'm not going to be really covering solar generators right here, right now, because there's just so many of them. And also because Pinball did a fantastic job covering like solar generators and stuff like that over on his channel. Go check out his stuff on Prime Day, because you'll find that that's super useful over there. Do you have security lights? Solar powered security lights around your house. That's a really good idea to have. They work when the power is on. They work when the power is off. Motion activated solar powered security lights. People trying to approach your house, get lit up by light, are going to freak out and probably try to run away. So just be thinking along those lines there. And I don't know why this one's not letting me click over. There it is. This is one that I'm kind of looking at. It's a driveway alarm, a solar-powered driveway alarm. So this way you can tell if somebody's coming up your driveway. Solar-powered, but it's very discreet still, and that will just it's motion activated. So if someone starts driving up your driveway, if someone walks up your driveway a half a mile away, even, you can get the alert to know that something's happening at your driveway that you might want to be aware of. So that's also a great thought. We got lots of, there's just tons and tons of deals over on Amazon Prime Day. If you just click through one of these links and go shopping, that does help support the channel. But, you know, never feel pressured to do that. If you definitely don't want to do that, you can just go over there and just check out the deals on your own. So hopefully some of these were good thoughts, not only just for shopping from Amazon, but maybe some of these have sparked some ideas of things that you might want to stock up on and other things. Do you have enough ibuprofen? Do you have enough aspirin? Do you have enough other things? You might still be able to get fish antibiotics out there. That might be possible because, you know, you might need them for the fish or for other purposes. All right, folks, if you found this video to be useful or helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And there is another video from this channel right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report.